Hi YouTube, it's Kathy, and I'm back in my childhood bedroom turned into a sewing room to talk to you about my 2020 BookTube goals. I had thought that maybe I did this video last year, but I scrolled back through my video feed and it doesn't look like I did, unless I put it in like a different video as kind of a side note. The good thing about a goal video like that not existing is that I don't have to look back on it and be like, oh yeah, I meant to do all of these things that I definitely didn't do. That's why with the goals I'm going to set today, I think that all of them are doable, and I think that all of them are going to be good for me. There's also no goals that are completely out of my hands. For example, I'm not putting a goal as to exactly how many subscribers I'll have at the end of 2020 because I have no actual control over that. I can keep making my videos and making the content that I like and try to make engaging content and try to just basically be in this community and be a valuable part of it, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to get subscribers. And I don't want to completely bum myself out by the end of the year by not getting to an arbitrary number. Speaking of not bumming myself out by getting to an arbitrary number, let's talk about the amount of books I want to read. Last year, I read 237 books. This year, so far, I'm at 267 books. Next year, I want to read less books. I know that sounds counterintuitive, especially because I'm so close to 300, which is a ridiculous number. But I'm starting to worry about burnout and the possibility that I'll just be reading books to get to a number instead of reading books to enjoy them and engage with them. That being said, I'm not putting it down to a number. I'm not saying I'm only reading 100 books next year because that seems silly to me. Even though 100 is always my Goodreads goal, I always fly by that in like May or June. I just figure if I get to the end of 2020 and I've read a similar amount of books or more, then I probably haven't been able to really engage with them as much as I want to this year. That rolls into my second goal, which is to do some reviews as well as doing wrap-ups. I wrap up every single thing I read. However, there's obviously going to be some books in there that I will want to talk more deeply about and actually review, and that's not something I really know how to do at this point. At this point I give tiny reviews so you sort of understand where my standing on a book was, but I don't really deep dive into what worked and what didn't for me, and that's a skill I want to learn and utilize in 2020. Additionally, let's talk reading vlogs because I would like to do more of them. The ones I currently do are for readathons, and they tend to be week-long reading vlogs, and in those reading vlogs I never really tell you that much about the specific book. And the reason for that is I tend to be reading like 7 books, so I don't have time to deep dive into all of them in one video. The other reason is I don't want to spoil things for people, so I don't want you to come into this week-long reading vlog and have me spoil plot points for 7 different books. What I've decided to do in 2020 is what I'm calling spectacular standalones, where I will do a reading vlog of a standalone book. So if you have any suggestions you want me to start with, please let me know down below. I already have a list going, but I can definitely add to it. That way, in that reading vlog, you know what book I'm going to read, you know what book I'm going to be discussing, and you can figure out whether or not you want spoilers because I will discuss it as I go. My final goal might seem a little bit counterintuitive when we talk about the BookTube community, which is very much about consuming as many things as possible and creating as many interesting videos as possible. What I want to do is focus on some breaks for self-care. Reading has always been something that I do for myself to basically take a break from life, but for the past year or so I've been experiencing pain on and off in the muscles in my left side, and that's something I need to work on addressing more, especially because some reading postures definitely exacerbate it. There are already a lot of things I'm doing to manage this chronic pain, but I think that my very first goal of reading fewer books this year is definitely going to help me with the self-care, especially because I will remember to take 20 minutes out of my day that would have been reading time to do something that is going to help, like doing some stretches or some yoga. Or goodness forbid that I remember to take a water break, because that is something I struggle with, especially in the cold months. Because when it's cold out, I don't want to get up for water. Water is cold. I don't want to be colder. I want to be cozy with my book and a blanket. So there we have it. Those are my 2020 BookTube goals. What do you think? Let me know about it down in the comments below. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you in 2020. Bye!